Hello, my friends. It's so good to be with you today. I'm just super excited because I haven't had a chance to record a podcast. We had some technical issues, but everything is sorted out now. And I've had these amazing experiences with clients. And I wanted to come to you today with a message for all of you who are having trouble visualizing this next step in life. Maybe a big goal you have, maybe a situation where you leave your 9 to 5 to work solely in your business, or maybe a relationship that needs more cultivation, and maybe you still need to meet this person. Whatever you have going on, I want to talk to you about manifestation and about using your spiritual gifts to really hone in on that next phase. And I want to offer a little bit of advice that you may not be getting from other people that I think gets overlooked quite a bit on this topic. So let's go ahead and roll the credits and we will get started.
Hey friend, welcome to Deep Healing for Creative Entrepreneurs. My name is Aubrey Barr and I am a subconscious release technique practitioner and photography business owner. I know you are sick of ending your day feeling overwhelmed and exhausted, and you are seeking a solution to help you feel creatively inspired and actively engaged in your business as well as personal life. In this podcast, we are going to dig into any limiting beliefs or subconscious programs that are keeping you in a space filled with anxiety and stress. This work is not a temporary solution for your life. No. This is a complete transformation. So grab your coffee or tea and let's start you on the road to healing. And let me just say, you can do this, you are worth it, and you are meant to thrive in life and business. So let's dig in.
First and foremost, my friend, I will tell you all day and all night, I absolutely love visualization. I love being able to see things come to fruition in my mind's eye and then follow it up with real life experiences where things do happen, but maybe they look slightly different. But I really have found that there are so many people who have these big goals in mind, which believe me, I love big goals, but oftentimes visualizing those big goals, either you cannot see them clearly, right? Because it's an identity thing. So much has changed between who you are today and where you want to be. So sometimes people can't get that clear picture around it. And other times there's a shift subconsciously and almost a disconnect between who you are and where you're headed because it's such a big jump. And I don't think that this gets talked about enough. There are so many people out there, and you may be one of them, who will swear up and down that manifesting and visualization doesn't work because you tried it so long and it just never actually happened for you. And I really want to tell you that in order to be able to really harness manifestation through visualization, we have to be able to get to a starting point. We have to be able to enter into that starting point without our nervous system freaking out on us, okay? Because let me tell you, it is stinking scary to think about some of the big goals that you have, some of the big goals that I have. It's overwhelming, and it's absolutely a fear that comes up when you think about that, whether subconsciously or not. You will have something in your system say, hold up, wait, nope, I don't think so. Because that is how your body reacts to these situations and wants to keep you comfortable. And remember, being comfortable often means staying the same. So the question then becomes, how do we bypass this nervous system dysregulation? How do we bypass this shift in identity and awareness, shifting timelines, if you will? How do we do that as humans where we can look at it a little bit differently to open up to these bigger goals, these bigger aspirations? And that's what I want to talk to you about today, because I've been able to successfully do this with so many of my clients and in my own personal life. So that's why I want to share it with you. One thing that I want you to start to open up to is this idea that the next step in your life is not going to be your end goal, right? It's not going to be, I'm not going to wake up tomorrow and have $1 million business, right? Me putting myself in a situation personally where I'm visualizing this, you know, 100 times the wealth that I have right now is quite frankly a little much for me to handle. Now, maybe it's not too much for you, but I have found that most of us need to do this on a smaller scale more often and revisit it. So for me personally, if I want to imagine my life as $1 million business owner, so meaning that all of my wealth, all of my $1 million is coming directly from my business that year, that is going to look completely different than where I'm at right now. So instead of having that my focal point and putting in all this work every day to visualize that outcome, I might just take a step back and say, okay, well, what ideally would 6 months from now look like? And maybe, in fact, 6 months from now just looks like me hiring 2 more people onto my team. Or maybe 6 months from now just looks like, me being able to take a bigger vacation and be gone for a month instead of a couple weeks. So I really want you to start to break down this a little bit more. And this is going to be trial and error, right? This is going to be an opportunity for you to say, you know what, let me look at this a bit differently. Maybe for you, this looks more like, okay, where do I want to see my life go in the next month? Right? So maybe you're visualizing every day what you want next month to look like, right? Maybe next month really just includes a little bit more time to manifest daily or a little bit more book reading, right? Maybe you have a little more leisure time next month because you're meeting all your quotas or you're doing all the social media that you want to do for the day. Whatever that looks like, just take a baby step towards it. And I promise you, if you are able to do this, you're going to open up your nervous system and you're going to retrain it. You're going to train it to be ready and receptive to the bigger wins over time instead of feeling like you have to meet a certain goal by a certain time. It's going to feel more like a flow, which is honestly the way most of our lives are going to work, right? It's going to be a flow towards the direction we want to go in. It's not going to be an overnight success. It's not going to be I'm viral and now I'm making all the money that I want, or I'm booking all the clients that I need just from this one thing that happened, right? Most of us are going to experience a flow in our growth cycles. And so we do ourselves a disservice by jumping to that end result and just like raising our hands up and being like, okay, where are you? I honestly and personally can tell you I have done this before and it absolutely freaked out my nervous system. And let me just touch on that just for a minute. We talked a little bit about how this can make you a little bit scared. It can make you hesitant. It can make you kind of in a fight or flight where, let's say you don't make enough money that month. All of a sudden your nervous system is freaking out. You have anxiety, you have fear, you worry all the time. None of those situations are really ideal, when you think about it. Now, some of you work in a more of a high stress kind of business, and that's fine. But what you don't want to do is freak yourself out past the point of this in the name of visualization, in the name of manifestation, right? So take a baby step. Let's look at the next month. Let's look at the next 3 months. And when you feel like you are really able to see that clearly, that's when you know you can set your bar a little bit higher. So a lot of people come to me and say, you know what, I just can't see that for myself. I can't visualize. I'm not getting a clear picture of what that could look like. And my answer is usually, well, you probably have some subconscious blocks there that are prohibiting you from being able to access this vision, this other side of your reality. And so this would be an excellent way for you to just start retraining that part of you, being able to trust that the decisions you make today in the direction you're going are going to help you in the long run. They're going to take you one step, even if it's the tiniest step, but take you one more step towards your goal. So when you can accept that and you can learn to trust your mind and trust your body to put you on that path, then you make decisions every day in that capacity and spend just a tiny portion of your day visualizing what next month or 6 months will look like for you. For me personally, I love to do this for 6 months, but I have had clients recently where we had to back down from that. We had to say, let's just look at a month then. Let's look at a 2% win. What would a 2% win in this category of your life look like? And I want you to really ponder on that. Instead of going all in and saying, okay, now I have to believe and trust that this is going to be here for me by this date. I got no problems with choosing a date, but these extravagant life goals that are supposed to happen like overnight is where we get so held up in our own subconscious thoughts and programs that we actually can stop this from happening for us. So wherever you're at in life, take a minute right now and say, what do I want next month to look like? What kind of goals do I want to see happen in my life? What kind of good things and amazing experiences do I want to come into my world? Maybe it's just 2 extra clients. Maybe it's booking this one-on-one that you've been wanting to do. Maybe it's investing in yourself and your own business goals. Whatever it is, see that you have done it. Allow yourself to accept that you have done it. And don't worry about 2 years from now. Don't worry about, I don't even want to say to put a time on it. Just don't put so much stress on those bigger things that you want to happen over time. Allow yourself to be patient with you because you know what? You have come so far. I mean, if you're listening to this podcast right now, and yes, I am biased of my listeners, but you absolutely are in the right headspace. If you've made it this far, you are thinking through things. You're wanting healing in your world. You're not wanting a Band-Aid. You're not wanting to skip over steps. You are absolutely in it to win it. And I commend you for that. And all I'm asking is for you to take one tiny step towards that bigger goal. And let's visualize that. Let's imprint that into our mind's eye and see that reality. And I promise you, getting those wins on a smaller scale, but a faster scale are going to be huge for you. You're going to build up your confidence. You're going to build up your self-trust. It's going to allow you to reevaluate your everyday routines to make sure that they are in alignment with where you want to go. And this is honestly the best way to speed it up anyway. I'm not selling you a faster time line, but at the same time, it's just a great opportunity to see these things happen for you and truly believe it from a subconscious level that you are absolutely capable, worthy of these bigger goals in your life. Because I believe that for you. I can promise you that I'm on your team 100%. But I see this working so much better for people if they can take those tiny steps. All right, friend, no matter where you're at, I'm sending my love to you. Also want to suggest that if you are feeling a pull towards needing more subconscious work, if you're wanting to work through a problem or a situation you have in your world, or if you want more business advice and removing blocks around your business that are causing you to stay small and stay insignificant, not that you are, but you feel that way sometimes, absolutely hit me up. I have 2 openings right now for private clients. You guys, it's my favorite way to help people. You can also sign into doing a year-long commitment with me where we do a session every month. I will leave the link in the show notes, you guys. And honestly, no matter where you're at, thank you for listening. I so appreciate the audience that I have on this podcast, growing it to a top 5% global podcast, having over 11,000 downloads right now. It's just such a place of gratitude for me that you're here listening to my voice. And I truly hope that you got something out of this conversation we had today. All right, guys, be blessed. Talk soon.
I hope this podcast spoke to you in some way. If it did, please go ahead and leave me a review and subscribe so that I know you're enjoying what you hear. And further, if you know somebody else who owns their own creative business and struggles with anything that we spoke about, please pass this on because it is my hope that we will be able to build a community of like-minded individuals who love on each other and appreciate the many facets that make our creative business so unique. And lastly, check out the show notes to find my free Facebook community and other useful links to work with me. All right, friend, see you soon.